Guys, what do you make of males exposing themselves to minor females?
Sorry, we have no comment on that.
No comment? How about you, ma'am?
No comment.
No? Why not? Don't you think that's immoral and unethical and perhaps illegal?
Oh, staff, look at that.
Staff doesn't care?
And they try to bury everything under the rug, which is why it's so important for all the parents to step up, file those reports, put them on record, and they have no argument.
You to go to the sidewalk.
Sir, can I tell you what this is about? There are men exposing themselves to minor females. But isn't that the crime?
You to go to the sidewalk. You can do your interview on the sidewalk. That's fine.
Let me ask you this, sir. I'm not trying to cause you aggro.
Supervisor talk to you real
Pardon
quick.
me?
I'll have our supervisor talk to you.
Someone come talk.
No, but you seem more concerned with the practice of journalism than males exposing themselves to minor females. Why is that? David Menzies for Rebel News here in Brampton, Ontario. And folks, I'm at the Earnscliffe Community Centre. And why does that ring a bell? Why am I experiencing an eerie sense of deja vu? Oh, I know why. Remember this 4 years ago when we paid a visit here and Sneaky Patrick Brown, well, he lived up to his nickname while he shut down the whole city's recreational facilities. We caught him playing hockey or trying to play hockey with his buddies. Remember this? Well, folks, we're getting the bum's rush, but holy mackerel, I think I see Patrick Brown himself. David Menzies with Rebel News.
You're in a city facility?
Yeah, so are you.
Yeah.
So, are you playing hockey here? Or?
No, I'm just coming to check in our facility. You're not supposed to be here, actually.
Are these taxpayer dollars being used for your buddies to play hockey on this rink? Why is it one law for me and one law for thee in this city? Well, we're not here for a hockey expose story today, folks, but actually, Sneaky Patrick Brown does play a role in our report. Rather, I'm with Beata Kotzka, and she is a mother who lives in Brampton, and there's a lot of concerned mothers and others here to talk about what's happening at the Earnscliffe Community Centre, and it is a very unsavory story indeed, and it comes down to the problem with these so-called all-gender change room. And Beata, let's start with you. You have a lovely young daughter, and there's been two terrible incidents, I understand, regarding your daughter. Can you weigh in and explain what happened?
So we came for a friend's birthday swim, and this was a new thing. We haven't been here in a while, and we came in, and four grown men dropped their pants right in front of my daughter, to which I pulled her out of the change room and went straight to the desk. They had let me know they had over 30 complaints in regards to this. So I waited, I checked the room, I covered her eyes and brought her in to change. After our swim, I was taking her back out, and another man casually dropped his shorts and his towel again in front of my daughter coming in.
Why is this happening? Why is this being tolerated?
Honestly, recently I had a delegation with the city in regards to this.
Okay.
So I did bring this concern to light. Unfortunately, disappointingly, our Mayor Patrick Brown was the only one who voted against my delegation.
And what was it you were trying to delegate that day?
To ensure the safety of our children by bringing back the men's, women's, and family change rooms, because there was also an arrest here for voyeurism by one of their employees. Now, this is all under the guise of inclusivity. That is their ideal that they're pushing and wanting everyone to accept, but unfortunately, genitalia being exposed to children is not part of an inclusive environment.
But Beata, this all-gender change room stuff, it seems to be a solution in search of a problem. As you said, in the old days, you had male, female.
I had this similar incident. Actually, I was with her one day when it happened, and they didn't. I emailed them, and they kept saying that there was nothing they can do about it. I think it was like 4 or 5 emails back and forth, and nothing was resolved.
But wait a minute. Why are they saying there's nothing they can do? As I'm going by memory, but I believe under Criminal Code sections 173.1 and 173.2, and 173.2 is specific in terms of indecent exposure to a minor. that seems to be what's going on. What do they mean they can't do anything?
Yeah, and I even brought that up in the email, and they said, no, sorry, it's a change room. There's nothing they can do. It's a change room.
But the people in the change room are violating the facility's own rules. You're supposed to be completely covered, or enclosed in a cubicle, right?
Because there's a lot of cubicles there.
Okay.
There's enough cubicles to change, and they're fairly big too, so it's not like it's this little tiny space where you can't change.
To me, this sounds like, for lack of a better term, a pervert's paradise. In other words, if you were an individual who was hell-bent on exposing yourself to minors, and you knew you were going to get away with this, that the staff would shrug their shoulders, police were never called, wow, this is like Wonderland.
Yes, it is. It is.
So what can we do about this? It seems that the mayor is unsympathetic, the staff seems to be uncaring, or they say their hands are tied. Is there any way we can fix this situation?
I mean, the change rooms should have stayed the same. A man change room, a women's change room, and a family change room. It should have never been switched to all gender.
I agree. As I've said before, a solution in search of a problem. It's clearly not a one-off. You mentioned there's been, I think, dozens of complaints, but the needle's not moving. It's the status quo. What has to be done? Maybe is it legal action?
It is legal action, regardless of whether it's a change room or not. Section 174.1, 175.1 includes any public space.
Okay.
This is a public building. That is a public space. It is illegal what they are doing. Also, under Section 180 and 219, we can go after individually our councillors, our mayor, for negligence, because they are allowing this to happen knowingly. The thing parents can do is, if they do experience an incident, right away report it to the police. It gets on record. It is filed. I have a whole backing behind me who is ready to take legal action. So if nothing is done, we're going to have to step it up and take the next step forward.
By the way, you raise a very good point. Have you or any of your friends here called 911, spoken to the police, tried to lay charges, and if so, what is the attitude of the Peel Regional Police?
So I have spoken with one officer.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the police are also under their orders to turn a blind eye to many things. However, if the people are ready to file a report, they have to accept it. So they have no choice but to have a record of it.
Unbelievable. Sometimes, Beata, I don't know about you, it feels like the world is upside down. We are catering to an uber thin minority. It's quite literally tyranny by the minority, don't you feel?
I really do. I really do. They are catering to a small group which wants to be accepted. I understand. Everyone wants some type of acceptance. However, the boundaries they are pushing in regards to this and putting children, families at risk, and ignoring it is unacceptable.
Well, Beata, we will reach out formally to the city. I'm not that hopeful, quite frankly, based on other experiences with other stories, that we'll get a response. But we'll see what they have to say. We'll see how they justify this. And you might be right. It might be they're following, the Justin Trudeau Liberals ideology. I mean, for goodness sakes, federally regulated businesses now have to provide female hygiene products in male restrooms. I'm not making this up, folks. So this is the road we're going down. And I think the tragedy is, childhood, that is such a perishable commodity, if you will. You're only a child once. These are the most innocent of individuals. And to be preyed upon by those with nefarious intentions, and this has the full backing of government officials, I think this is just absolutely insidious.
It is.
Care if you guys are on the sidewalk, you just can't be on property.
Oh, okay. Isn't this a sidewalk, though? Or?
This is the actual rec center.
Okay.
So you gotta be out.
But this is a taxpayer-funded community center, isn't it, sir?
I'm just telling you what they tell me.
Okay.
You just have to go upstairs, sir.
Who's telling you to say this, sir? The
So
city.
you have to go to
Patrick
the
Brown.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I need you to go to the sidewalk.
Sir, can I tell you what this is about? There are men exposing themselves to minor females. But isn't that the
I
crime?
need you to go to the sidewalk. You can do your interview on the sidewalk. That's fine.
Let me ask you this, sir. I'm not trying to cause you aggro.
Supervisor talk to you real
Pardon
quick.
me?
I'll have our supervisors talk to you.
someone come talk.
No, but you seem more concerned with the practice of journalism than males exposing themselves to minor females. Why is that? No.
It is public property. My tax dollars pay for this property.
It's a publicly funded taxpayer facility, sir. And what these mothers are saying is that there is real crime happening behind the walls of these change rooms. Why not investigate that?
Sir, you have to do it on the sidewalk, please.
Well, isn't this fascinating? Just like 4 years ago when we ventured out here catching sneaky Patrick Brown red-handed playing hockey in that ice rink right there, the response of the city is to shut down the practice of journalism as opposed to laying charges to the people carrying out acts of criminality. It's incredible. This is another example of what my boss Ezra Levant says about 2024. This is the year of censorship. Guys, what do you make of males exposing themselves to minor females?
Sorry, we have no comment on that.
No comment? How about you, ma'am?
No comment.
No? Why not? Don't you think that's immoral and unethical and perhaps illegal?
Oh, staff, look at that.
Staff doesn't care. So, Beata, I think this speaks volumes, doesn't it? Those security guards came not to go into the change room to lay down the riot act for any men exposing themselves to young girls, but rather to shut down the practice of journalism. What do you make of this, I guess, crazy sense of priorities here in Brampton?
It's honestly, it's not only Brampton. This is happening everywhere. The truth is always being suppressed. Media has been bought out, except for our lovely independent medias. They don't want the truth coming out. They don't want the truth coming out. They don't care. They are following orders and they are following the money.
It is unbelievable. You know, my boss, as I said earlier, Ezra Levant, he said 2024 is the year of censorship. You know, Bill C-11, C-18, C-63. And now we have security guards, even law enforcement, shutting down coverage of situations, even city council meetings, if you can imagine. I guess it's a matter of, if we don't get the report out, then nothing happened. No crime has been committed. Again, the sense of priorities here is baffling to me.
It is. And they try to bury everything under the rug, which is why it's so important for all the parents to step up, file those reports, put them on record, and they have no argument.
The security guards didn't seem to give a proverbial rodent's rectum that little girls are getting exposed to. Were you able to go up and give them your 2 cents? Did they say anything to you?
As usual, there was crickets. They're always silent, have no response, have nothing to say.
Unbelievable. Welcome to Patrick Brown's Democratic People's Republic of Brampton. Folks, I know you love it when Rebel News tells you the other side of the story. Heck, I don't see any mainstream media picking up this particular story. You know, mature males exposing their genitals to young girls at a rec center. Despicable. But you know what? We need your help. We don't receive any government funding. So, if you can, please go to rebelfieldreports.com. That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you can make a donation, that would be greatly